Yo, what is up, Burgess?
What's up, John?
Dude,
Happy
I just want
Tuesday.
to say, look, I was watching in that opening, and it's just so beautiful. It just looks so good. We got Whimsy up there. We got Ascent Rivals up there. We have Crypto Chips IO. We got Ascent Rivals up there. We got JPEG Empire up there. Oh my god,
We got all the things.
you
We
did
got all the
excellent.
things.
Is it
I
excellent?
dude, my only critique with the blue is it's weird. I really like the blue a lot too, but for some reasons, like the edit I did to it makes the Lou creativity like all blue with the blue instead of green. So it doesn't
Okay,
like pop
gotcha.
at all. So I gotta figure out some way to make it pop, and then we're golden. We're gold, like we're real good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, how was your day?
Dude, it was the first half was like meh because I was going and like sweating really hard and building stuff in a skyscraper that I'll never probably go into for any other reason besides to build stuff for people. So that was kind of shitty. But I don't have to work for the rest of the week because I'm going on my bachelor trip tomorrow. So
Dude,
yeah.
so here's a question, and maybe this is a little bit exciting, but like, so are you going to do like regular bachelor things? And is that like okay, or are you like going to do other stuff?
So like I'm like weird. Like I want to relax because I have a 1-year-old at my house, so I just like really want to relax and play some golf and like get some sunrise. So I told him to surprise me. I don't know at all where I'm going, so I'll find out when I get to the airport tomorrow, which is sweet. As long as I'm golfing and I got some good weather, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the whole freaking generic craziness. I
No,
mean,
you're good.
I'll turn up and maybe play some poker somewhere or blackjack somewhere, but I don't know.
No, I feel you.
We'll see how
I
it goes.
100% feel you. See, the problem is, so I grew up in Kentucky, so them old Kentucky boys, I'll tell you what, they like to drink and they like to have a good time. And so like my wife is like, she's Honduran, so she's Hispanic, super like traditional conservative values. So like we were like already married. I go on this bachelor party. She calls me and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going to the place to do the thing." And then she's like, "What? You're going to the place to do the thing?" And I was just like,
just be
we
cool with it. Just put
I was
it
like,
under the
"Hey,
rug. Just put it on the rug.
we just drink some drinks, talk to some people, play some card games around some people. Just a regular day, But nah, it was fine. But anyways,
Well, I'm pretty excited about our guest. We've had his little show is up in our promo, up in our little promo corner over there for a while. So I'm pretty excited to have him come on the show and speak a little bit. It's one of the people that wait, before I get too deep.
yeah,
Let's do our promo thing. Let's do our promo thing.
Yep.
So you want to start?
Yeah.
We have a cool video for you today. We're cool. We're professional today. We have a video for a game that we're sponsoring. So we'll play that later. But
yeah. So shout out to cryptochips.io. And yeah, we love them. They're fantastic. Their merch is amazing. We absolutely love them. If you see this QR code in the corner, it is for MEXC. You don't have to use it, but if you're a degen and you decide that you want to leverage trade, right? 69x leverage trade, you can do so on MEXC. Be careful, right? Because centralized exchanges are dangerous. Don't keep all your money in one place. And, perhaps they could be an unregulated exchange, so it's questionable. Do your own research. But if you make an account with that QR code, I get $5. That buys me like a whole half of a burger from McDonald's.
Oh, shit.
Inflation.
You might be able to get an XL burrito, dude.
There we go. Well, all right. And then shout out to Whimsy Estates. Dude, they are tokenizing real estate. And that's big. And they're doing it the right way. So make sure to follow at Whimsy_estates on Twitter. I am John Carter from JPEG Empire on the JPEG Empire team. We have so many good things coming up. We're super excited about it. We have a mint at the end of the month. Make sure that you get one. I can't promise you gains, but I can promise you utility.
And I'll second that. I am a member of that community. That's pretty much it.
And you got mod rolls today. I don't even think you noticed.
I think I kind of noticed. My name's pink now, so I can do some cool stuff. I don't know. But I will say, I've heard some things, and like I know what you're hearing me say is like NFTs, you know, they got some special thing behind them that might make you money in the future. Well, these NFTs, you know, you might want to be a part of their community. They have some huge alpha that dropped. So check them out. And then I'm gonna do my little shout outs. I always give a shout out to the NFT community that I love, the Goons. If you love some 3D files that you want to put into Blender, maybe playing some games in the future, check out that NFT project. They just dropped all of their collection besides their rare collectible figures that they're going to be dropping soon. So you can actually see everything, and it's a little bit more appealing now. So shouts out to them. I always give a shouts out to Web3 Breakfast because it's my favorite morning show I've ever heard. And I'm coughing my ass off. Anyways, it's my favorite morning show. Shouts out to Corey, shouts out to Carrie, shouts out to Doug, shouts out to Official Dude, shouts out to everyone at that show. You make my life better, and I appreciate you. And then our last sponsorship is a cool promo video we're going to show you. We are going to be hosting a tournament on Cardano.
Big prizes.
Big prizes. 10 communities. 3 members per community. Race to the death.
All right. Without further ado, let's bring up our guest.
Hell yeah. What's up, dude?
Oh man.
Oh man.
I was muted. I missed my opportunity there. I looked like a jump coming in. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for coming on, dude. How was your salad tonight?
Taco Tuesday. I posted a Taco Tuesday picture of a piece of spinach with some vegetables in it. It's all right, man. I got a few more weeks left, and then I'll be eating normal food again.
And I felt really bad because I had like the total opposite end of the spectrum. Usually we do like, you know, the white people tacos, the generic, you know, ground beef, shredded lettuce, tomato, olive, sour cream, Taco Bell sauce or something. We got real gross this week and went to Costco and got those like put in the oven, foldable, crispy, just chicken and cheese things. I just ate like 5 of those, and my stomach's gonna say something to me later, probably.
I got like about 2.5, a little more than 2.5 weeks until we're back to being a little bit normal, right? But, but it's all worth it, man. I'll tell you what, it's I'm getting healthier, getting ready for this fight, so it's good.
Hell yeah.
Dude, so that is huge. And it's funny because I think that whenever we first talked to you, you weren't about to fight somebody, right? And so like how quickly that happened. I mean, that's amazing. And like, how do you feel about it, dude? Like, you know, like
good. You know, you go through the ups and the downs, getting ready for it, which is good, right? It's part of the balance of preparing for battle, because that's what I'm doing. It's good, you know, like I think, you know, I wanted to fight someone else months ago. And then it didn't work out. And then this opportunity came up like about a month ago to fight Billy McFarland, the guy who did the Fire Fest. I'm sure, you know, maybe his name doesn't ring a bell, but if you Google Fire Fest, you'll remember him and Ja Rule pretty much scammed a lot of people out of a horrible experience. And
so that's the whole thing where it was like there was an island and you buy a ticket and you go to the island and that's supposed to be this huge raging party. And then there was like really shitty tents and like nothing there, right?
Yeah. Like people would spend like $20,000 to get there. It's supposed to be like this luxury music fest, and you know they had like terrible tent situations. I think the food was bologna and cheese sandwiches on white bread. Like you're not paying big dollars for these tickets to have that kind of experience. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So it's good, man. I get a chance to get one back for the people. You know, like I put out a post the other day that I wanted actually people who were affected by the Fire Fest, right, to get in touch with me. Like I want to do interviews, right? So like I want to find the worst story. Who's got the biggest story of this, and dedicate the first time that I like, you know, break his ribs or punch him in the jaw, whatever it is. Dedicate that punch to that person, and then the overall knockout is obviously dedicated to everybody.
I like that. What is that?
Yeah, they got rug pulled at Firefest.
Oh,
it was like the original rug pull. It was, and I don't know if he's got I don't know if Billy's got a big presence here in Web3, but you know, I'll chat with him after the fight. I invited him to my space yesterday, but he didn't show up.
Did he not? Dang, I was actually kind of bummed I missed out. Did you guys have any productive conversations since he didn't show, or?
No, you know, it was cool. It was great to chat with so Dave, one of the co-founders of Karate Combat. He came on. Only LARPing is his Twitter handle, and we had a great conversation. Talked about a lot of different things. You know, as far as what the organization goes through. You know, he had asked some questions about me getting ready for my fights. It was a great conversation. I like him. I've talked with him a couple times, and so you know, it'll be nice to link up with a lot of the people in Austin at the end of the month before. Do some interviews, kind of just have some fun and connect and do the networking stuff. But I tell you what, man, it's a great organization.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future and to see what they build into, because they already have so much behind them, it seems like, and their production quality is so high that
crazy.
I can't see how they're not going to be super successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm super excited. So it's a huge opportunity on many different fronts. Obviously, professionally, like you know. This particular event for Karate Combat is the first time that I think that it's actually at a convention that is crypto focused, right? So, you know, he was saying that we're gonna have about 2,000 crypto people in attendance, and like, you know, Mexico
that's way
City,
bigger than the other one.
yeah.
Let's go. You're gonna have to rub that shit in Ben's face. Be like, look how many people saw me knock someone out, bro.
You're darn right. You're darn right. I'm excited, man. You know, it's I go through my waves of emotion, kind of like, you know, getting ready for this stuff. You know, like you've got your days where you've got some doubt, and then you've got some days where you're just a straight up warrior, and like finding that balance. And as we get closer to May 30th, you know, to try to wipe out, you know, a lot of the doubt, you know, 100% of it, right? And just show up in Austin ready to just get to work.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm going to take back a step, because we usually always ask some super generic, tough questions for you.
Wait.
What?
I actually had something else that I wanted to bring up first, because this is like
that's more important, right? It's more important then, right?
Just a little bit. Okay, so first of all, like, do you have those the churro chips there?
Oh
right
my
there
god.
Do you have them there with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. I need to tell you. So we have a friend who's founder of Taco Coin on Algorand. Do you have an Algorand wallet?
That's the Para wallet, right?
Yes. You have Para wallet? Okay, so he has this exchange, like a marketplace, where you can buy like physical things that are just anything. So it's not just like NFTs, but you can buy physical things with your whatever. But if you use Taco Coin, you get 20% off on whatever you purchase across the whole site. So he has a taco company, and they produce all this stuff. And so Burgess the other day, he bought some churro chips, right? And they're apparently gas. They're fire. But I wanted him to try them.
Bought on Algorand, guys.
Yes.
Dude, that's so cool.
This is what blockchain is in real life. Delicious cinnamon chips that I'm gonna eat right now and taste test, because I'll be honest, me, my wife, my kid, we opened them up, we did the taste test, and then we put ice cream on them later, and then I ate a couple later, but I still got a couple. So,
but what I was thinking is, when you get done with
they're
your
delicious.
fight,
they taste like elephant ears, but like crispy, like little crispy ones, dude. Oh fuck.
So when you get done with your fight, we'll have to get your Para wallet so we can send you some Taco Coin, right?
Okay.
So you can get some of those chips sent to your house, dude.
That's cool. I like, you know, there's really good utility. You find some projects that are maybe like a little too advanced for their time, or, you know, they have like a really cool utility built into it. And I love, you know, the idea of food products, right? Like, you know,
Mhm.
that's like what blockchain was made for. I think, you know, VeChain probably is going to spearhead a lot of that, maybe in the future, right? With some of the logistical farm to table, or I've always said, we talked about this, Jacob, you probably remember this on the show,
Yeah.
Jacob. Months ago, we were talking about how, like, you know, the evolutionary of NFTs, right, where they're going, and, you know, even to the effect of, you know, when a calf is born, that becomes minted, right? So that now you can track the entire life cycle of a cow from the moment it's born, all the medications that it gets, you know, any whatever, until it goes to the butcher, and then boom, 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 it's all right there. You scan the QR code on your steak, and you can find out exactly the life cycle of that cow.
It's crazy because that's one of the things that actually hadn't entered my mind yet, like this livestock, and that
It's
is
crazy.
I love it. I want to
It's-
buy a cow NFT now.
They burn your little QR code on it.
I'm gonna
right?
go to my
on the steak.
I'm gonna go to my dad's house and be like, "Hey, you want to buy half my cow NFT with me this year, or what?"
Yeah, well, you can start that, right, and get everybody in the local communities, because there was a guy that we knew in Austin. He was like, you know, you would go to him if you wanted to buy like half a cow or pig or whatever. I mean, you gotta find those people, teach them how to do the NFT stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Or I'll just freaking buy a farm. Shit.
That would be great.
That would be
Bull
great.
market activities, man. After the bull market, we'll
Right.
all have land and
So
yachts and Lambos.
after the bull market, I'm going to launch an NFT project where we're actually going to be raising cattle, selling the cattle with your NFT.
Yep.
Exactly what you just explained. Right here. I got
But
it.
you got to burn at the grocery store. You have to burn the NFT
Yes.
to take the steak.
Exactly. You can't like keep it because then they're gonna like double claim their meat. There's no way you can double claim meat.
Right.
The hell?
Yeah.
That's
so when you cook it, that's when you burn the NFT.
All right. So
Anyways,
now we can go on.
okay. Let's hop into our really, really tough questions that the whole audience and us will judge you on, okay?
Perfect. I love being judged.
I'll ask the first question because I like to. And John is a huge movie buff.
Okay.
So this is the one you need to be careful with him with because those eyes. Anyways, what is your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a really good question. Let's see.
It's fine. Just don't answer wrong.
Just don't answer it wrong.
Yeah, you can have your own opinion, but
man, it is honestly, with the exception, and this is going to sound terrible, with the exception of like Little Mermaid, Moana, like movies like that. I don't know the last time that I saw like an actual movie like that what adults would want to watch.
Dude,
That's
Moana's
so
good.
fair. That's so
I mean,
fair
I
to
tried.
say.
I tried.
I'm like this close to hitting that stage. This close.
Dude, get ready. And then by I think it's November, Moana 2 is coming out. So you're gonna be like just in time to like, you know, go through Moana 1, hit Moana 2, boom, you'll be like the super dad.
Well, but which one of those?
But which one?
Yeah, which one?
Which one is the one?
Let's just go with the Little Mermaid, only because I know Corey can sing that really well too. So,
I've heard it.
You said two. That means you can sing it pretty good.
you know, me and my daughter, we like to belt it out when we're in the car. We do like to. So she makes me sing. What's the crab? Sebastian.
Yeah.
She makes me sing the Sebastian songs. So I would say, like Under the Sea. Under the Sea. That song is my jam. She's got the aerial parts for the songs, and I've got the Sebastian parts. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
we'll go with Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid.
Hell yeah.
All right,
It's
that's
terrible.
fair. That's
When I make that into a short, you better show her that fucking short, okay? I did this for you.
Good for you, honey.
All right, and then so this one, right?
Yeah,
so
this is
Desert's
funny.
saying we already know his answer to the second question, so now I got to twist it up for you. All right,
Well,
so
no.
you can... What
Sorry.
do you mean?
I got a text and then I said no. At the
Come
same
on,
time,
Burgess,
which is, like,
get it
complete
together,
stop.
sir.
No, because the second part of your question, I feel like, is the twist.
Okay, fair. All right, so J Chains, you can go anywhere in the world. You can eat anything except for pizza. Where are you going? And what are you gonna eat, bro? And like describe it to me. Paint us a picture. We want it to be vivid, right? And I don't know if you're familiar with Carver the Medici, but he probably won the award for the best description of food. So I want you to try to top that, right? It's got to be graphic.
All right. So this is a true story. There is a lot of places in the world that I would go for specific cuisines, but at this particular moment, you caught me because I have been salivating about this idea now for several weeks. And so thankfully, when I get to Austin, Texas, there is my favorite bar in Austin. I lived there for a decade. It's been about 3 years since I lived there. It's called Nickel City. It's on the southeast side of like downtown. It's on the east side. Maybe it's the north side. It's the north of the river. Excuse me. Anyway, so Nickel City is the name of the bar, and they have this amazing deal you can get yourself called the Nickel City, and it's a shot of Jim Beam and a Coors Banquet. I think it's like $5, right? So it's a great deal. But that's not why we go here. We go here for this magical food trailer called Del Rey Cafe. And Del Rey Cafe makes the absolute best smash burger we've ever had in our entire lives. And I'm already talking to you because even though you haven't had it yet, I'm putting this into your mind that you will have it one day.
That we've never had.
Yeah, I promise you. Okay.
Okay.
And so I'm going to back this up just a little bit. I had actually to get employed by this food truck for 2 shifts so that I could learn how to make this burger. Unfortunately, it's completely impossible for regular people like us. You have to have a distributor that has 60-40 beef. Now, most of the time when you guys go to the grocery store to buy ground beef for your burgers, you're going to buy 80-20, and that's good.
Yes.
And sometimes you get 75-25, and that's really good, right? I think the commercially 70-30 is the highest fat content that you can get.
Yeah.
But these particular burgers, now what they do is they make the patties, and then they put on the flat top, because they're cooked on a flat top, a little mustard, a little onion, and some pickles. They put the patty over it, let it cook so it all caramelizes all together. Oh my God, I'm telling you, it's so good. And then some just straight up American cheese. This stuff is poison, but put together, it's like the only application where I'll actually have this, right? So you have got this delectable, I mean, literally now at this point, every smash burger that I ever have in my life, I have to rank up against Del Rey Cafe's their burgers, right? It never compares. And so you can get the single, but I mean, there's really no point in that. You get the double with bacon and fresh diced jalapenos.
Oof.
Yeah.
He did a good job, John.
Thank you. So Thursday, May 30th is my fight in Austin, Texas. I am the second to last fight. So I guess it's called the co-main event for the IFC, for the Influencer Fight Club. So that means roughly 10-ish, I think, is my fight, give or take. And so as soon as my fight's over, I will congratulate everybody, watch the last fight, and then I'm going straight there for that burger the day of my fight.
That's gonna be the best burger of your entire life.
It is, man. I can't wait. And then the Friday, obviously, you guys know pizza is Friday Pizza Day. So the next day, May 31st, or the Friday, I'm gonna eat a whole pizza myself. And I think we're gonna try to have a big pizza party down in Austin. So if you guys are close, if you were thinking about coming to Consensus, I would do that. And hopefully, it's a victory party. Like I'm kind of like 99.99% positive that it will be a victory party. So
Are you going to Rare Evo?
Potentially. Talk to the guys.
Because I'm at this weird place where like everybody's going to Rare Evo. I'm a founder now in the space. People are going to Rare Evo, and then now they're like, you gotta go. And then they're like trying to figure out how I can go. My situation's complicated just because like I got a lot of stuff going on. But like now I'm starting to think that I might have to, like, if I've got a kayak across the Pacific Ocean to get to Rare Evo, I might have to do it.
Probably a good idea. Where are you?
So I'm currently in Cayman Islands right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
But yeah.
When we started, he was in Honduras.
Yeah. When we started, the first time we talked, I was in Honduras. If you ever want to go, you let me know when you're going, and I mean, I'll take care of you. We got a place like we're literally 10 to 15-minute walk from the water, and like we got a couple extra bedrooms. You know what I mean? If I gotta put my son and my daughter and have them sleep with us, you know what I mean? We got a couple rooms over there. So
I'll be going down there when I don't have so much stuff going on in my life.
I'm telling you, dude. It'd be great.
Once the bull market's over, and we got our moon money, when we got all of our moon money, we'll be good.
I'll be 2 weeks in Honduras hanging out with John on the beach.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It'll be great. So,
all right. So that was a long-winded way. That was I don't know if I tried to make it like.
No, it's good.
Shoot. Well, what about what about dessert though? Are you a sweets guy or no? Are you like not a sweets guy anymore?
I'm not. I never really was. I do get my period every now and then, and I want a little chocolate for a couple days, but then that goes away for the most part. Now I'm not really a sweets guy now, but I do go through some phases. Like peanut butter, right now,
peanut butter. Oh,
like
peanut butter.
I can't. That's like my biggest source of protein right now, and everything I'm doing. So like, I'll tell you what, like I'm consuming a good amount of peanut butter right now, and I like it. And what's crazy, you get the stuff at Costco. It literally is just dry roasted peanuts and salt, but it's like delicious.
Yes, I love Costco. It has all the best things, to be honest.
All the best stuff. So true.
All right, we got a couple more questions for you. Here's the next one. And then John will ask the last one. I like the way he says it. It's better than me. But anyways, what is your favorite pastime?
That's a really good question.
It's funny. Everyone always thinks super hard on these questions. And we never thought it was going to be like so deep. And people are like, dang, nice.
And I feel like you have to take away the obvious ones, right? So it's like you got to be outside of crypto, and it can't just be like hanging out with your family, because obviously, you're a family man, so like you love that. But like if it's not those things, then we're just having a J Chains U time. What are we doing?
Riding a motorcycle. I call it getting some wind therapy, right? Like there is something special. Now, again, it is something that I'm missing in my life completely. My motorcycle has actually been in storage for most of the time that I've lived in Georgia, because where we live, people are like literally the worst place that I've ever been to at running red lights. And so I don't even feel safe riding here.
Oh, wow.
But, and so like, I'm actually getting ready to get it out of storage, but, take it up to the mountains and ride the twisties. But, when I was living in Austin, it was a much different story, and we were real close to the hill country. So it's really easy to get out there. And then you got the open road, and you got the twisties and the wide, and the ups and downs, elevation, all that stuff. So that's it. That to me, getting out there, getting some wind therapy, just you and the road, man.
Oh, yeah, that's a great answer. I've been on a couple motorcycle rides, but I feel like I'm too big for a motorcycle most of the time.
Oh, there's no way. You get yourself a big high.
No, this guy's actually tall. He's Burgess
he
is
knows.
actually pretty.
You're like 6'5". You're like 6'5".
I'm 6'6", yeah.
6'6". Okay.
Me and Carrie are the Twin Towers.
That's right. I can't wait till our meetement.
Yeah, whenever that happens.
It's gonna happen. I think, but unfortunately, I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen like in the Caribbean. I think. I know the more Carrie talks, it sounds like we're not gonna get him into the country.
I don't know how he's gonna get out of Canada. He seems like he's one of the people that are in the concentration camps there.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to go to he can go to the Caribbean. I know he can go to Cuba, which is funny. I think that's because of the Castro connection with Justin Trudeau, but that's probably a different show. Now, you guys can come on my show in a conspiracy theory week for that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll dive deep on that.
And so, like, I think that I know the question that you said that is now.
You told John, you know it.
So I'm guessing it's just like what I always ask.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so J Chains, listen, before crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the fame, what was little, J Chains? What was his life? Where did you come from? And then how did you like grow into who you are now today? A very influential character in the crypto space, and on the social medias. Like, but before all that, who were you? Tell us a bit about, tell us about some of your tattoos, like, you know what I mean?
So I was always considered, like in my family, my circles, right, the jack of all trades, the guy who did it all, right. I've been a cowboy. I was an executive chef in New York City. I was most recently before all of this, and I spent a lot of my time, coming up through the bar scene, the restaurant scene, all that stuff. So just about every position you can imagine in a restaurant bar, I've done, and that's where I got my come up. But then, that shift when I was living in New York City, I was an executive chef in New York City. That shift happened where, I met who's the woman who's now my wife, and so the restaurant hours and like the business hours are completely opposite. So like, you work until say midnight, then you go out drinking with the other cooks or the other servers, whatever. And now you're up till 4 or 5 in the morning every night, and then you get home. So I was getting home like as she was waking up, and we got to the point where like this doesn't really quite work. So I ended up working it was a family company. So I was the director of operations for a logistical company, and we did ground transportation, charter bus travel for basically pro and college athletics. So,
that's awesome.
Anytime you saw like the teams on March Madness, like they were on TV because we got them to the game. We had one screw up in 10 years where it was actually here in Atlanta of all places. And it was the year that, it was a team from Chicago, Loyola. It was like they had like you remember when like it was like Sister Mary, she was like 99 years old, and she was like with the team. It was like huge ESPN all that stuff. The police escort here in Atlanta didn't show up for their ride. The bus got like turned around trying to go through like the gates to go down. They were 20 minutes late for their shoot around. Wow. It was on ESPN, everything. It was a disaster for me because I was the operational guy. But that ultimately was what I did for many, many years. But going to a crypto conference in 2018 is where I met with Ben. And from there, it was just, start doing shows, start getting into the business. And I was working for my first gig in crypto. It was basically, and this is what I tell everybody, and this is why it's so important to like get involved in these communities, go to the events and all that stuff, was I was just a community member of some exchange. They're now defunct. It was called CoinPulse. They didn't make it through the bear market of 2018. But, I was just a community member, and I did some fan art competitions, and I won a couple of those, and I got a couple coins. And then they moved from fan art onto video submissions, and I started winning all those. And they asked me like, hey, do you just want to run our daily YouTube channel? I said, yeah, that'd be great. And so this is everything I've ever done was just self-taught from that moment, and just kind of snowballing, and that network effect of meeting the right people, being in the right place, just turning the camera on and doing it, right? Like at this point, it's so funny. Like I tell people, like, you just got to turn it on and go and do it, right? But like even I suffer from analysis paralysis sometimes, where it's just like, the scene's just not right. I don't have the camera angle right. Like, the plant doesn't look good. It's just, but that's how I got my start, was just getting in there, turning on the camera and just seeing how it went, and then just growing. And so like that's the most important. So that's where I came from in this industry, was just the bottom. We all started at the bottom.
Hell yeah, I like that. That's how I feel like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we would love to have a call off air sometime, and then get some mentoring for like a solid 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah, get a bit 100%. Of your time, because we don't have any idea what we're doing. But that's why people love it.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We definitely know what we're doing.
We
talk about it. We talk about it. We plan.
Yeah, we do. We do. We do try a little harder.
John, we are booked out. We are booked out for 2 months straight right now.
That's great.
For every Tuesday and Thursday, and we could keep booking, but we're probably going to be those annoying people that, hey, in a half a year, do you want to come on a show? I'm not going to do that, but we're doing it, John. I don't give a shit. We're gonna press play at 7:00 every Tuesday and Thursday for the rest of eternity.
That's it, man. It's just being consistent, and your people will come to, expect like, oh, they're going live, at this time. Tune in.
It's like the same thing. My wife will get like a Twitch notification every night when we go live. And it's like, I know that's happening on someone else's phone eventually, eventually.
That's the goal, man.
Hell yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
I was going to say, what, so you cover a lot of the space and you talk to a lot of different people. What are what are some chains that you're particularly excited about? and like maybe some projects, like to get an idea of the things that you're interested in and that you like in this space, because it's so broad.
It's very saturated right now.
Super
It
broad.
completely, and you know, everybody's all over the place, right? It's so funny because we talk about this on my show. It's like what we're seeing. What's really funny is that we, in my opinion, is that we are seeing the landscape of investing changing right before our eyes, right? Like from just like the smallest little detail of like you're not supposed to get married to your bags, right? But when we develop these meme coin communities and we start to really, you know, we spend all of our time, you know, the first thing you wake up, you get into the Discord, GM, everybody, you're there for hours, all that stuff. Like, how do you not become emotionally attached to this group of people that become your friends, right? And so this is, I've got a lot of things that I need to think about before I say more, you know, in this whole idea with this thesis, but I believe that we are seeing the investment landscape shift right before our very eyes, which is really cool to see. Why did I say that? What was your question?
What communities and projects are you the most excited about in this space?
Thank you. So with all that being said, like I'm a big fan of the meme coin. What's happening right now? And I mean, I'm a big fan of it as a vessel for creating the bags of the actual coins that I want to carry through the bull run. Right? I think everybody should be employing that strategy. But like, you know, as far as like, you know, just having fun, things that are on Solana, you know, what happens to pop up. We talked about some of the coins like in the morning. I don't want to show too many things, but we, you know, Gotti is one of the ones that we've been talking about, Mr. Dude on the show. You know, he brought that attention to us, and there's a couple really cool ones. But really, like my whole idea is to stack the main ones. So like Ondo is a big holding in my portfolio.
But that one's going to be an RWA play.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
so I think that's a big part of the ecosystem that people need to be paying attention to, because the tokenization of the real world assets, like bringing the world onto the blockchain, is massive.
Did you ever schedule with Eddie? Did you ever get Eddie from Whimsy Estates?
I think, you know what, I think that we tried to get something scheduled, and that my schedule has just been absolutely.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, now you're doing the thing, but
just
he
recently, but
RWAs. That's the one. He's crazy. He's super wicked smart.
But isn't he doing something a little bit different too? Is like he's like building the properties. He's not just buying properties, right? He's like building resorts that you own like a piece of, and then you earn like income off the resort, making money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And see the whole model of all of that stuff, you know, where we're going, where it's the, you know, the tokenization. I really would. You could even like. Would you consider that gamification too? No, not really. Monetization by
sometimes like with Whimsy Estates, one of the things that they're trying to incorporate is kind of like partially kind of like a rewards program, so that like your reward may get you like a stay in one of those like nice places, right? So you've got these nice places all over. So like instead of like, you know, some kind of like exchange, it's like that's your like part of your compensation, or like, you know, it's almost like you're a part of a club, you get these points can be like travel related. So interesting stuff.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, you know, the what we know about Web3, right? Like where NFTs started from, we like to call it the beta test, right? The JPEGs, the PFP craze, if you will. It's just really interesting that we get a chance. Like if you were here for, like all of us were, like if you were here for what NFTs started out as, and now we're starting to see this shift of like real estate, commodities, stocks, bonds, all that stuff is going to be tokenized and turned into NFTs in some way, shape, or form. It's really cool that we're watching our industry being built. Like we're building the plane as we fly it, kind of stuff, right?
Did you see that wallets that went public got tokenized on Algorand the other day? Another thing. So like Exodus wallet went public, and their stock is tokenized like on Algorand, like it runs on I'm not really sure how it all works. It's funny. The news articles flooded Algorand really hard by never really talking about it besides like one time. But it is pretty cool. Like they tokenized it and they put it on that. So it's like the first like, of. Yeah, I need to look more into it. I haven't done a bunch of research at all because I just pretty much downloaded the wallet to see if the wallet was good. And it's okay. So I don't know how I feel about it. It is cool that they tokenized it though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like the more things like that happen where people can actually start to use blockchain, because I feel like, a lot of us, we talk a lot about all this stuff, but do we actually use blockchain? Like, unless you're participating in DeFi, most people, there you go. See, like, some people are here and they've been here, but they're not really even participating in what blockchain was intended for, or the potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look at, I mean, those are chicharrones, right?
No, they're churro chips. And they're like
churro
made.
chips.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, churro chips. I thought you said chicharron. Whatever.
No.
I was thinking the whole time. I was like, listen, I love me some chicharrones, but dude, some cinnamon chips.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I was saying. They're like elephant ears. They're like really crispy elephant ears.
I missed that one.
You're gonna have to get some as soon as you win this. As soon as you win this fight, we'll make sure that we'll send him a DM. We'll be like, hey,
you need to send him some freaking churro chips right now.
Taco coins. Send him over there so he can get the whole experience. But like, it's cool. Like, anybody can actually open up and be a vendor. So anything you have to sell, if you want to sell Web3 breakfast merch, you can sell it there. Mm-hmm. Like, you handle the shipping and everything, but they will pay you straight up the algo.
Mm-hmm. I've already considered maybe if we ever end up making something, John, maybe we should try to post on there too.
Yeah,
we need to figure out with our Loot Creativity NFT.
Yeah, absolutely. Super big.
So that's coming up soon, right? Like
the what?
What you just?
Oh, my thing.
Yeah, the mint.
The mint at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, the JPEG mint.
Yep. Yeah. JPEG bosses at the end of the month. Some of the art's already out. We're really excited about it. And like, it's funny that like we had hardly any funds, and we've got a whole thing built out. Super interesting. The platform, we're excited about it. We've been playing with it some, testing it out and everything. And then we have so many bigger plans coming out. Meeting with IOHK on Friday.
Ugh. Are you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I saw your tweet today.
Yeah.
Gave it a little heart. I didn't know what it was about, but I wanted to ask you later about it. So
yeah, man.
You meet with Charles.
J-Chain's another really good guest for you to have on sometime is AaronGayet.eth. So he has been a builder for so many of the biggest projects in Web3 and Web2, like comes from Amazon Web Services. Like, it's massive. And but he's super smart. AaronGayet.eth. I can send it to you and everything. He's fantastic.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
He's got a little show that they do like 30 minutes almost every day or randomly when they feel like it, kind of. But he's in so many things. Some of them he might tell you a little bit about them, but he can't talk about. But like some of the big ones that he does talk about, you're like, those are just the ones you're talking about. What are you not talking about, bro?
What are you not saying?
Yeah.
That's
cool. Or is it all the hype?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know.
We were really glad to get him on the team, and he's been super helpful. Really, really great to work with. And then if you ever think about building anything out, that's the guy, man. You just ask him.
Cool.
He'll just
Yeah, connect us in the back channel. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you that I am personally curious about, because I feel like I don't know what you guys' mission is, but what is the mission of New World Finance? And what are you guys all about?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of that is being defined. I think probably the easiest, it's going to be a collaboration arm, I think, for just a lot of things that we do. And I would assume, just because of like, the look and feel of the wrestling stuff, maybe that's where a lot of our, the combat stuff is going to live, or the boxing stuff, the karate combat. I've got my fight coming up in a few weeks. Ben's going to be fighting for Crypto Fight Nights in London in June.
I saw that, and that looks different, but that's just boxing, right?
It's
not MMA.
Boxing. Nope. And you never know. Hopefully we'll get AJ in the ring, and then to see whoever wants to get involved with the NWF. We'll see what it turns out to.
John, who's posted you tagged me in the other day, which I just came in not caring.
Okay. So this is funny. This is so funny for so many reasons. But okay, so I met Adam Charles at Bitcoin Miami a couple years ago, whatever, the big one. And I actually think that I saw you there. in the like convention center, right? You were at Bitcoin
Probably.
Miami. I saw you in the convention center. You were there with the baby, but I didn't see you at any of the other stuff outside, right? And I talked to you a little bit, but so I met Adam Charles in a couple of different situations. Got to a good feel for him, you know. But anyways, Burgess, like he said he wanted to fight somebody, and so Burgess is like, I'll do it. I was like, bro, like no, for real, like
No.
actually he used to really fight.
He
actually for
ats
real.
me. I know this. He ats me. He ats me just at it, and I'm like, I just like liked it or didn't really look at it. And he kind of mentioned something later, so then I actually read into it and watched the video, and he's just like, hey, if you're a nobody that wants to get some freaking eyes on you, you can come fight me. It's high risk, low reward. Let's do it. And I was like laughing. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You cool with a 7-foot wingspan?
And then he was like, yeah. Dude.
And he just responds, yes. And I was like, well, I better ask my wife.
I was like, no, I'm serious. That man is gonna.
I was serious too. I told John. He calls me. I'm like, we figure out some way to support my finances and make it so I can gain some weight and go to the gym every day. I'll 100% do this shit. Fuck it. And he was just like, are you sure, bro? He's crazy. And I'm like, I was abused as a child too. Try me.
But like on that note, I think that like I said this before, but I would like to have him on. Like, I mean, like
no, 100%. Yeah,
he's interesting. He's got a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to hear from him, get to know him a bit more.
Adam's a good guy. He, you know, he's a good friend. He's been very, very good to a lot of us, you know, in this ecosystem for many years, whether it was getting us, you know, gigs at conferences, you know, getting sponsorship stuff. Adam's been great. I love him. He is strange. He is a strange man.
No, but I think he's cool. I got that
he's
vibe.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I got that vibe. I think he's cool people. And like,
he's one of my boys. I would say, after all that, I would say he's been one of the most consistent and like really, really good friends to me personally since like the day that I met him. So he is fantastic. He's funny. He is funny guy, but I love him.
Yeah, man. But so we got to get him on, and then hopefully Burgess and him won't fight like while we're on.
Oh my god.
I'm sure you could make that happen very easily.
It was funny how like actually kind of excited I got, and I'm not even like someone that's like down to fight people and shit. I'm just like, oh yeah, let's just freaking. I just want to get in there and freaking lift this up, bro. Let's do it.
I'm telling you, man, I'm super excited for this. This has been honestly one of the hardest things I've ever done. This training is the hardest that I've ever worked for, like something for me personally, right? But it's turning out to be the most rewarding, and you know, I can't wait until we get into the pit. I think the culmination of all of this, you know, the hours and hours and hours of grueling training for no more than 5 minutes of fight time. It's crazy, but it's gonna be worth it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for you. Well, one of the things that we do every once in a while, and I think we should do it this time. So we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna reverse Uno card it.
Ooh.
Ask us a question, bro. You can hit Burgess first, but, you know, come up with something. I mean, you don't know much, you know what I mean? We're just those people. We're just some internet crypto friends, but...
No!
Hey,
no.
You know?
Let's see. What's like what's your plan to scale the empire as you get into this bull run? Obviously, you know, we know that at some point retail will pile in, and hopefully we'll be back to, I would say, some semblance of an NFT bull market after the coin has their chance. But what's your guys' plan for scaling the empire as we get through this bull run, making sure you stay top of mind? Obviously, you've got your community and the loyals, and that's great. But bringing new people in, and then as we get through this bull market, like what's the strategy, the plan to keep people engaged? Obviously, as we get into the next bear market.
Yeah, so I feel like actually the thing that happened before is that like there was all this build up, the community got big, and then there was like a lot of silence, right? And then so like what I think that is going to change this time is like, one, we have a rock solid team that all have the same kind of thinking in mind. We all were here the whole time. We never left. and so we have no plans of leaving anytime soon. So like the first thing is that we decided that we were going to construct something that generates revenue for the project, because like that's one of the things the project needs to have, some source of revenue. It doesn't really matter. People talk about like NFT projects like, oh, it's just a community, this, that, and the other, but it has to be a business and it has to make money so that the treasury can continue to do things. Even if the NFTs don't make money, you have to provide your community with utility. So we've decided we're going to go just with the utility route, and the people that value what we have created and what we have to offer, they'll be there. And we already have a pop in Discord. Like everybody in there is fantastic. So join us at JPEG Empire on Twitter, and then join the Discord. If you pop in, open a ticket, and then just chag the John Carter, maybe I'll
respond in probably like
give you
5 minutes.
Maybe I'll give you something. Maybe you get something out of it. But now, yeah, that's the plan so far. I think that just by providing utility, at least the people will stay around, and it'll be more of a community.
I feel like you guys really do have legit utility too, from what I've seen. From what like the application that you've shown and what it's offering and what you guys' plans for the future is with it. It's just in that in itself is massive utility. So I can see it being super successful.
Do you think, as speaking of utility, then Jacob, do you think what is going to be like the next thing that NFT projects are going to have to, I don't want to say offer, but I think like kind of build in order to have the competitive edge, or at least, to stay that top of mind, right? Without falling stagnant. Does that make sense?
I think for me, I would just reflect on like what I personally see and what I like, because I'll buy an NFT for art and the person that made it because they're cool, and I'll support them for the art. I get that aspect. But if I'm just going to buy a random NFT, right? Like I want some with utility behind it. I can see like companies like Hops on Cardano, for example. Like I minted one the other day because I want to see what they do in the long run. I want them to build a farm, and I want them to actually see their vision come to fruition. So
it's a beer.
That's what exactly. That's what I want. I want to drink a beer that was brewed by Ryan one day and be like, I supported this and I helped build this. And I think that's amazing. That's one thing. Another thing is like, for me, I'm a big goons holder. I own 6 goons. I probably shouldn't own that. I don't have a bunch of money, and I should probably be taking that money that I spent or one-off crabs, or craps. I freaking said crabs. I should have took that and been smart with it and did some other things with it, but instead I bought some shit that I thought was really cool, but like they have physical things that are beautiful, that are like designer. Like, do you know what a caw bear is?
A what?
A caw bear or a bear brick. So there's like designer collectible vinyls, right? And they're on the same level. Like this is like on the same level as that. And that's what drew me into that. I was like, I want to be a part of that. I want one of 500 of those things because it's cool to me. If you don't have some type of real world utilization mixed into your NFT project, I don't want to see it in my opinion. And like anymore. I don't think. You got to think about it as like a real business with securities producing money for their investors. Like NFT projects are securities in a way, you know what I mean?
I'm there with you. I mean, you don't buy something for the most part. I think, touching on what you said, like, I have bought NFTs specifically, whether it's to support the artist, the founder, whatever, because I just like the way it looks. Like, I'm not worried about the price of it. But for the most part, like, we buy these NFTs with the expectation of it going up. Like, I bought my Mutant to join the club, but I also bought it because they had dropped down from 40 ETH. I didn't know they were going to drop down to like 1.
That's what I was going to say. What did you buy it at? What did you buy it at?
14.9.
Oh, that hurts because our friend Tom over Chaplin on Twitter, he just bought his, and his hype.
Oh, did he get one?
He just now bought one. He changed his PFP today, so I'm sure he bought it today. But like,
I just, I have faith that certain blue chips and certain projects and a lot of the NFTs that, again, it's a good community, as long as there's still development, as long as there's still traction and movement, they will come back. This was the NFT first bear market. I think, projects that have great art, great utility, great teams, great communities will find their way back. And, they've lost their way 100%, but, hopefully at least the mutants and the Bored Apes will come back, and I don't know.
I have a feeling they will. Like, kind of, like, I feel like maybe not to what they once were, but I feel like they should have some sort of run. It's just unrealistic for them not to.
Yeah, they'll get back up to 6. I'm just kidding. The way you talk back to
so casually.
Yeah, man. Listen, 5'8", no problem.
No problem. Only 15 grand.
Oh man, it's so funny. It's so funny now when we start to think about this, because I did this whole series. I think this was close to the tail end of my Meta Money days, because I remember having the conversation at Hit Network, but I pulled the trigger after all that went down, was that I had a full Bitcoin, and I broke up the Bitcoin to get the Ethereum to buy the mutant because I thought it was going to go back up, and now I have something that is not worth anywhere close to the Bitcoin.
No, that's so depressing. It's so depressing. It's so depressing. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Hey,
anyway,
it's the cost of the education.
You'll get a new one this time around, right?
You're darn right. My goal is to get a Bored Ape, is to take the mutant that I have and make the magic during the bull run, and then turn it into an actual Bored Ape, and then from there start a business. That's I think my end goal. And you guys know me; I'm a pizza lover. I'm on the hunt for the perfect pizza Bored Ape, because eventually that will be the logo for my business.
I love that. That's so cool. That is so cool. It's just like
John, you were muted. Yeah.
He's still muted.
They're on sale right now, so you've got a good chance to find the right mutant.
I know. You know what I thought about, because you're not really going to take a loss if you end up getting into a new one, and so I have thought, because I do like the M1s. I've got an M2 right now. I have thought about trying to make a switch, so we'll see. I wanted to do that. Honestly, I talked about it when they were 10, 5. And now we know where we are. So sometimes you just got to pull the trigger.
No, You're good. I really hope that you meant a boss, though. And maybe we can figure out, a pizza boss. We'll have 5 of those that are actually custom. So you can actually get Steven, who I believe you might know.
Oh, Steven Polizzi, right?
Yeah, he's our artist. And he's done an amazing job.
That's right. I knew that.
Yeah. And but I'm saying that we'll have 5 that are custom, so you could custom design your pizza boss, right? And we do have a chef boss already, and some stuff out there. So who knows,
Might get lucky.
I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
All right, I want to ask a question. We're coming to the very end of the show, and we usually ask this question to everyone that comes on. Okay. But when you see yourself stepping away from crypto in the future, what do you want your legacy to be?
That's a really good question. When I step away, I want my legacy to be one where people understood that, my biggest goal was to make sure that, I'm fumbling my words here.
It's okay. Take your time. Take time.
It is a really good question. One of my biggest things is I'm a collaborator. I'm a facilitator. I like to watch other people get success, right? I like to watch the people that come to the Web3 Breakfast Show. And let's take Carrie and Corey, for instance, right? When they first were coming to the show, neither of them were coming up on stage. They didn't speak in public spaces. Now Carrie and Corey both, they're bosses, dude. They run shows. They talk all the time, and I think that we've really, and I've made, in my opinion, my goal is to make Web3 Breakfast such a place where people feel comfortable that, I feel like we've had almost every single week, we have someone that comes up and says it's their first time speaking in a space, and they feel comfortable enough to be able to do that. And so I think providing an opportunity for people to feel comfortable enough to have their voice be heard, I think that's cool, and giving everybody the opportunity. And so I think, just my legacy is just being a good guy in the space that gave everybody a chance, gave everybody a fair shake to have their voice be heard, and really, not to make too many enemies in the interim.
Nice,
I got
that's
one.
amazing.
I got one. I do have one enemy right now, Billy the Scammer. I watched I call him that. I don't even know the guy, but I obviously got a trash talk leading up to this fight. I did watch him. He did an interview with, you guys remember Tosh, Daniel Tosh 0.0?
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
So just in February of this year, Billy McFarland did an interview with Tosh. And so I've been calling Billy the con man because he said in that interview that's the one thing that makes him like upset when people call him a con man. So
And he probably said it to him like 5 times in the middle of that freaking interview.
so he gave me some fuel. And so, again, I love being, I am everybody's friend. That's my thing. I love to collaborate. In my opinion, your contribution is your credit in Web3, right? And so the more that we can collaborate with each other, the more we can do together. Like you guys said, I think you guys said it in the beginning of the show, right? Like, or maybe it was earlier. It's all about like building things together. I forget my point there.
It's all good. You did answer the question very well, though. I like that. I like that a lot.
So this sound that's going on in the background, you all can probably hear it, is my fridge decided to make some noise for no reason. But I have one
Sounds like your
question.
condenser.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to it. I was like, why now? You know what I mean? But one of the things that I wanted to ask, and dear watchers, do not cancel me for this, okay? But I wanted to make sure that this was the right person. So it's Corey, right? Corey's the one? Burgess?
Oh,
Are you talking
yeah.
about
Corey?
the
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that we need to have him up here because please help get us him on our show. I want to ask him if he's a gay retard. Nothing against it, right? If he is, you know what I mean? Like we love everybody here. I just want to know if Andrew Tate knows something that we don't know, if we can get him to come out and just tell us, you know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I gotta be honest though, the fucking clips that Waddy was making and everyone was making to rebuttal, I was like, bro, Tate's losing to Corey today. He's losing. Corey won.
They got
he
him,
really,
dude.
he did. He lost. I don't care what anyone says. He lost to Corey that day.
but that was wild. And that's
It
just so funny and like out of pocket for no reason. And that's why like I would love to have him on. It would just be fun. I'm sure we'd have a good time.
So this is what we got to do with Corey. Is he's a man of few words, but they're quality words.
That's a
You
fact.
know? So how do you get him to talk for a whole fucking hour of quality words?
No, this is what we do. We have him on. We don't let him talk for almost the whole hour, and then we got 10 minutes there where we give him. We then refer to him, and then we're like, okay, so this is your 10 minutes. You gotta say something. We've been here for an hour.
Yeah, you gotta give us something, buddy.
I would love that, to be honest. I love Corey. Shouts out to Carrie too. I love Carrie too.
It's a good group, man. It's like we have found. I think a lot of us, we're all similar. We all kind of enjoy being with each other and talking about the same kind of thing. It's just, it's really cool when you finally meet some people in the space that you really get along with. And, that's, I think one of the powers of Web3 is that we get this unparalleled opportunity to find people, whether there's certain circumstances, similar circumstances, different, whatever it may be, but with one thing in common. And I think we're all capable of, that collaboration and finding each other and finding our
100%.
tribe, man. Turbo and I talked about that before, and that's another conversation for another day. Is finding your tribe here in Web3, and I think some of us are really cementing that. Now, what about you guys? Do you think you're going to have some lifelong friendships of people that you just randomly met on the internet?
I mean, like this
Absolutely.
guy right down here.
Yeah.
You know
For
how
sure.
I met this guy right here?
Huh.
Because I won a random NFT from AJ one day.
Isn't Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how things just like come about?
And now I'm freaking some crazy crypto person because he freaking sent me an NFT. So
I said, bro, look at these JPEGs. They're gonna be worth nothing.
no,
But they let you into crypto Twitter, bro.
I'll
and
be
then
honest.
your timeline is never gonna be the same.
Dude, John came in hot too. He was like, yo, like just so much energy. And I was like, whoa. But then I got to know him a little bit and I found out how terrific and where the energy comes from. I love this guy. And he's like, I could see him being my friend for the rest of my life, you know? It's one of those types of things. So
I love that. That's
You gotta
it's like
your wedding. I gotta figure out how to get there too, bud.
yeah, for real.
that's isn't it's coming up soon, isn't it?
It's in September. September
Yes.
7th. I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
We got
man.
this cool ass place up on this rooftop in Seattle in the Soto, right down the street from Lumen Field. Got that place open till like 11 or 12 that night. It's gonna be a fun party, wedding, amazing food. We got, oh my god, our food menu. That was the one thing that I was like, I want to pick that. Our food, we got like some crazy like cherry salmon, or you can do like the wasabi beef. Just crazy 5-star food, and then we're gonna fly off to Vegas after that and just spend the week in Vegas.
Nice.
I'm freaking excited.
Dude,
excited.
That's the jam right there, man.
Just with my lady, just me and her on the strip, just freaking doing it.
There you go. Have you been up to Fremont Street?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're definitely gonna be going there.
That's where the freaks go, man. Like those guys, like, not, and I mean like not us people. Like when you walk down the street,
Wait.
like the ones that like work in the circles. Like I remember seeing like some dude with like goat hoods and like he was like a goat body and like man face. It was the weirdest thing, man.
Yeah,
It's a great time to have some fun out there.
you might have just like freaking fell into the hallucinogen freaking store, maybe. I don't know.
It's good. Good.
All right. So we're getting here to the end. We got to wrap this up soon. I do have one question though. Do you like playing games, like video games? Are you a gamer at all? No. I was gonna say, because you saw that game at the beginning, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That
So I did
rival.
want to say that video looked pretty cool. That
Well, it
that
was
chick
Burgess
had.
playing, and he's the one that's like good at it, killing people and stuff. But it's right now in like their alpha version, and it is a crypto game. The founder is amazing. He's another great person to talk to, but it's gonna have like wagering mechanics so that like spectators can wager in smart contracts on who's gonna win, and in game you can put bounties on other players so that the other people are incentivized to kill them so that you can win. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all kinds of stuff. It's all smart contracts through Cardano. But the Web 2 game, I mean, it's awesome. Yeah.
Dude, that's smart. It's really so the answer is no. I'm not a gamer, but like I spent a lot of time in some of my shows, you know, like with the Meta Money show, it was all about the metaverse. You know, like I understand the importance of what gaming means to blockchain. You know, with the 3.6 billion gamers in the world, like or yeah, right, 3 million. I got my number mixed
I think
up.
it's even more than that. I think it's like something higher.
It's a lot.
Okay.
I think it's higher. Yeah, it's a lot.
But you know, so like whatever it is, like, and I think the last time that, you know, when the statistic was there may be like, you know, a million or so Web3 game players with maybe a couple 100,000 actually active players, right? So like we don't have nearly the market share of the video game, but once that changes, once there's a game that really gets the attention, once somebody builds that mobile game that has blockchain integration into it, like, game over, man.
See, that's why I'm so big on this game in particular, because what they are doing is they're specifically targeting Web 2 and their marketing strategies specifically towards Web 2, so they can onboard all these Web 2 and have this really successful Web 2 game. But if you want a little bit better of a game, you can make a Cardano wallet and get on chain, and then that's how they're going to bring people on chain. I love it. I think that's the best way someone has actually thought about it in the gaming industry, because I don't know if I've said this before, but I think a lot of the Web3 games are trash.
Tell them about how much you like Shrapnel, Burgess. Tell them that you think
I need to
Shrapnel
play
is
it
the
again. It's
best
been
video
months.
game ever.
It's been months, but I played Shrapnel when it first came out on like their first or second play test. Hot garbage. I don't
And
care what
everybody
anyone.
loved it.
And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's all hype.
Everybody
played
that's
it.
paid loves it, is what Burgess is saying, and he's not paid.
That's bullshit.
That's funny.
Trash.
I
bet
mean,
it's better
yeah.
now. I bet it's better now. I can't judge it anymore because it's been months and I know that they optimized it and I know that they've updated it. So I can't talk shit about something that's 2 months ago.
Give it another try. See how see if it's better.
100%.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us, Jay Chains. Like, we just have to, we try to have a good time, you know what I mean? We don't want it to feel like work or anything, you know?
No.
To be honest with you, honestly, like, if I'm surprised that we've been live for over an hour now. Like, I feel like we've been chatting for like 20 minutes. Like, this was awesome.
Hell yeah. Glad. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for staying up late.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have any final words for everybody watching?
Yeah, I do. I say this on my show. I've been saying this a lot recently. You know, training for this fight has put a lot of different perspective in my mind. And I don't advocate that people train for an MMA fight. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I am saying is put yourself out of your comfort zone. Do something to challenge yourself to make yourself better. I'm healthier. I'm sleeping better. I'm thinking better. I'm making a lot better decisions in pretty much every aspect of my life right now, only because I made this decision to do something that was just so far out there and wild. But the benefits have outweighed everything so far. And if I get beat up in the ring, so what? Like, at the end of the day, I was 240 pounds a month ago. I'm 225 right now, right? Like, nice. So I'm feeling better. Nobody could rug that. Like, even if I get beat up in the ring, like, you can't rug my health gains that I just made over the last month and continue, because now this is just a new part of the lifestyle. So I encourage people, again, like, I'm not advocating you go get yourself in an MMA fight, but do something different than you normally do and make it like just extreme, and then watch how like certain things start to get better in your life.
I mean, shoot, do some push-ups. Do 2 push-ups.
Start, and then tomorrow do 3, and then after that do 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Hell yeah.
All right, thank you so much for coming on. We've had an excellent time with you. We're gonna have to have you back after. We're gonna have to do it after the fight, and then we'll just talk about how it was when you win. We're gonna be there for you, and we're all gonna be watching the fight in the JPEG Empire Discord live. So anybody that is a member of the Discord, we're gonna have the live streaming of that fight. So come join us. We did the same thing with Ben's, and actually that morning I was on a different show, and one of the hosts was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to watch him get beat." And I said, "I don't know." And so, like, after the fight, and he won. First thing I did was tweet at the guy, and I was like, "Didn't we bet like 22 ETH on that? On that fight?"
Dude, that bro was locked in like fucking 2 weeks before he even fucking got there. He's just, it's like he's gonna kill someone.
I've got my time's coming up there too, man. My coach said today. He said, because I mean, listen, I have never boxed in my life. I've never even put on boxing gloves until I started training for this thing. He said huge demonstrable difference over the last couple of weeks. So I'm getting myself ready, man. I will get my my killer face on here in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to go to war on the 30th. I tell you what, take home that dub and then be the champ, the people's champ.
We're looking forward to that. We are looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right, man. We'll see you next time around.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you, bud. Peace.
Well, John, another successful show.
It was successful. I guess I gotta fix my what was it, condenser?
I don't know. It's your evaporator or condenser. It's what either or. I don't know. I've done like 1 week of service in my trade, so
on a refrigerator.
I'm not very knowledgeable in that aspect of it. But if you want to push air through some pipes, I got you, dude. Don't worry.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We've had an amazing time. I think that we need to run that one clip again, just so everybody realizes that there's going to be a huge tournament from Ascent Rivals.
We got a bunch of people watching right now.
Sick. And I can't tell you how much the prize pool is going to be, but what I can tell you is that it's going to be more than nothing. And the other thing that I can tell you is if your community plays in this tournament, the amount
wins,
of guys,
wins, Not only do you get prizes, but you're
Yeah.
also the top Cardano community at video games at that current point until there's
Yeah.
something new.
The glory is yours.
The glory's yours. Anyways, we love you. Thank you everyone that came out and watched our show. We're gonna sign off with this last clip of Ascent Rivals of me playing and editing and doing some crazy shit. Love you.
Peace.